Welcome back to the Roundup. Today I have got great stories for you. There has been a fairly major player backlash and victory against just the sort of BS monetization that we very much dislike. We have interesting news from Ubisoft's actually pretty damn hyped Call of Duty competitor, but one that actually stems from them taking a pretty damn big L, and a whole bunch more. It's going to be fun, of course. I'm here every day with this show, so be sure to subscribe. With that said, first, the microtransaction loss. Dying Light players have rebelled, as can be seen by this juicy thing on Steam, which is a shame. It's a mostly positively received game. It's always bad when this kind of thing happens. So, here's the deal. They added microtransactions, but, well, there was always DLC. It was there in Dying Light 1. It was actually one of the more consistent things of the game that there would be. A consistent tide of new features, things to do for the game at usually reasonable prices, and people were okay with it. It's like, hey, we want more, I'll pay you for more. That's how it should be. Now, that is why the Steam page for Dying Light 2 looks like, looks like this. We've got many different packs, right? So, that's there. It's not perfect monetization, but hey, look, it's Techland. They're comparatively double A in the industry, even though, they did get acquired by Tencent. And this is kind of understandable from the perspective, want to keep the lights on, you sell Dying Light 2, okay, let's try and get a little bit more long tail from that product. But that's not the topic of the story, actually, because it's not this that the rebellion seems to be against. This is actually Techland managing to fumble the ball pretty damn hard. People ended up being a bit frustrated. They can't just buy the DLC in the game. Why could they not have an option to buy the DLC in the game? So Techland obliged by adding a premium currency so that they wouldn't have to deal with currency conversions in-game. They built bundles and sets so people could have easier purchases, and everybody got 500 of these digital currency points, DL points, to start with, right? And I mean, you can see where this is going, because somebody at Techland read the standard sales template for how you do a premium currency, where it's sold in packs of 500, 1100, 3600, 6500 with, a better deal, bonus value, extra free, the more ones that you get, right? Now, the cheapest items in the store were matching the original costs on Steam at 300 points. But of course, what do you do with your remaining 200 points? Well, you better go buy some more. And now we're back to the ubiquitous problem with these things in the way that they do not actually benefit the consumer, because you're almost always forced to buy more of the currency than you need and just have a few hundred sitting there, spare. It's almost the way that it's like you think about the amount of money people have gotten their Starbucks cards. It's like, will they redeem that money? Will they not? Starbucks is just sitting in all of this special fake money. What's going to happen? We don't like that. Now, they've been review bombed, right? That's what happened, right? That's what's happened. That's what's in the picture here, the review bomb. Now, they've basically said, listen, the currency's there to stay, but they are working on some proposed solutions like buying individual cosmetics at lower prices, that kind of thing. It's very messy, very bizarre, a needless L, and it's really hilarious because you can just buy the bloody DLC for exactly what it's meant to cost on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, anywhere. Bizarre. Now for the win, though. Runescape. It's had its pay-to-win battle pass be patched because players said no. We messed up. The launch of Hero Pass alienated and frustrated many in the community. You've told us, amongst other things, that it was too pay-to-win and you'd lost important aspects of daily challenges. That is the opening words of RuneScape's latest blog post after a week of utter chaos. Multiple emails landed in my inbox from our viewers. Thank you. Yeah, man. Oh boy. This was something. So essentially, they introduced a new monetization method called the Hero Pass. It was introduced at the end of August as an always-on reward system. Oh, yeah. That would effectively give a 3-month battle pass for players to work towards by just playing the game, except there was the Premier option. Oh, yes. Oh, lovely Premiere that you either got through your sub to the game or that you could just buy as a pass in the game. And this also replaced the old previous reward system of daily challenges and the things people have been working towards. It had all the expected elements here, right? Your dailies, your weeklies, your rewards earned by play, but it had constant buffs. Increases to activation chance on skills or XP buffs. with these being short-term player-activated boosts, where you could get more in the premium track, which of course you could just buy some skips for. Put all that together, and you do see the Steam charts impact, right? 742 reviews in this few-day period, with most of them being negative. I would say, though, like, I don't think most people play RuneScape through Steam, so this probably was felt like quite a bit more, amongst the community. They don't have the game on, on the Steam platform. Now, there's really two camps here. Number one, the pay-to-win boost is just way too much, and that it's pushing another level of monetization on a subscription-given game, and that is too much. The reviews of this were pretty damn bad. Content creators, everyone talking about it, which of course then means, if you make enough videos about a dramatic topic, eventually the attention, someone will post it to r/Asmongold, and then he will see it, which will get a lot of eyeballs on the situation. But also, the biggest problem here for Jagex is posts like this. I just cancelled membership for all of my accounts. My main nearly has the 20-year cape and 120 in every skill, and I cancelled memberships for that account on my alts this morning. That is a pretty damn brutal thing. And I mean, a 20-year cape? What is the lifetime value of that customer who has multiple accounts? You don't want to mess with that. It's a winning formula. 9 days then after this all caught on, Jagex basically relented and stuff. They're pulling away the biggest pain point of pay-to-win elements as soon as is feasibly possible. Some's already live. So, content buffs are gone entirely. Tier purchases are disabled. They've shifted the XP buffs to be earned via gameplay, and they're only on the free track. They've reworked rewards for the Premier Pass to only be cosmetics and consumables, and they've refunded anyone who bought the pass and wants their money back. Plus, they'll be bringing back the older daily challenge model so that people won't need to engage with this lovely new retention system that's here in the form of the Hero Pass. They're also framing all of this as interim fixes with more to come, and they say they're very confident they can make this work for players, though as they put it, but with a redesign that the community can support. Now, this is all interestingly timed because, as Reuters is reporting, Jagex is currently being considered for sale for $1 billion from its owner, investment firm Carlyle, which, maybe suggests that there might be some balance sheet boosting initiatives going on to justify those costs, so the corporate, investment firm can get a nice sale. And of course, this is because they allegedly only bought the company for $530 million in 2021. So, imagine how many Lambos that's going to be. Buy in 2021, do a bunch of things to, get that perceived value up, and there you go. You just made $500 million. Happy. Don't you love it when gaming companies are earned by investment firm Carlyle? Very cool. Okay, Ubisoft's XDefiant may be sharing too much. This is interesting. How much info could be too much? Because we never really had a release date for XDefiant, which is Ubisoft's attempt to make Call of Duty that I suppose is still very much the kind of movement shooter that a certain generation of Call of Duty gamers like. And here's the deal. XDefiant is really well received. Like, it had issues like earlier on, but through their successive tests, fair play to them. They've legitimately listened and done really, really damn good work with their game, to the point now where people are very excited about it. And when those betas happen, like, it even, it does get the numbers on Twitch. It does get the players. But, we've actually found out from director Mark Rubin that they failed console certification on both Xbox and PlayStation as of July. And he said, like, hey, we're open with the community. We'll just say anything. And they really will. I don't think it's normal to toot the horn of, we failed certification, but there you go, he did it, right? That's kind of funny. They had initially submitted to the console manufacturers at that point, but seemingly there was enough issues that their August target couldn't be met, and this is actually a fairly normal thing. Fact is, we just don't really hear about it that often, so it's kind of weird, but it is part of this whole, hey, we tell the community everything. And as much as some people may be rolling their eyes at this, or may be confused, or laugh at it, I suppose, as I initially did, point is, people are now thinking like, oh, damn, you know, they didn't get certification. They're going to try again to get the game to us. And I suppose you could say it creates that fairly organic feeling story within the community, because not, you know, your game failing certification is not a savvy business move. I suppose pull some, you know, victory from the jaws of defeat. So in reality, then closer to the end of October will be more likely here. And I mean, hey, it's not like we have basically the launch month of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 happening anyway in the month of October. Another interesting thing then, a developer of one of the most streamed games of the year has pulled it from sale. Yeah, Only Up was a bit of a sleeper hit, actually. A very personal game that's a retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk as a platformer where players try to climb a random assortment of floating objects to get to the top of the map. But the catch here is there's no save points. You have to do the whole thing in one go. And that's inspired by Getting Over It with Benny Foddy, which of course is this ridiculous looking crazy game of, you know, the man in the pot who's got to do the climbing. I mean, there's so many stream clips of that game, right? But look, it was rough, rudimentary, janky, this kind of combination that meant that people absolutely loved it. This then increased visibility and sales as people hopped onto it. You can see here all reviews mostly positive, 13,000 reviews. I mean, even if you're dealing with like 30 to 40 purchases per review, like that is a really nice result for that developer. But with the latest update, it's been pulled from sale entirely because the developers decided he can no longer commit to developing it further, and he doesn't want to have it hang around as his legacy. I'm a solo developer, and this game is my first experience in game dev, a game I did for creativity to test myself and where I made a lot of mistakes. The game has kept me under a lot of stress all these months. Now I want to put the game behind me. Yes, the game won't be available in the Steam store soon. That's what I decided myself. Kind of interesting. So the stress of post-launch support is absolutely real. And I mean, damn. There we have it. I suppose a positive ending, though. This is not the end of their game dev journey. Their next title, Kith, is being worked on after they get some peace of mind and healing, and also with a focus on cinematography, and hope they can work with a new team. So suppose this could be the start of an interesting to watch career. But yeah, just goes to show how these things sometimes shake out. Like, you wouldn't expect that to happen. You think it's the biggest win and, you know, big win, but not always. And you can see here for the gameplay, by the way, like, fairly simple, you know, climbing up pipes and that kind of thing to get as high as you can go. So, an interesting situation. I'd like to know what what you think about this one. I suppose it's one of those things, like, when you buy a game, treat it, you're buying it as is, and soon after you buy it, you could get the last update. So, always try to be, be sure that whenever you're buying a game, like, you're okay that that's the game that you're getting. Ultimately, though, if this was a rough around the edges but mostly complete experience, then I suppose it's not really much harm done. An interesting one. And finally then, this is weird, but Roblox is expanding to PS5, right? And it's kind of weird because it's getting 17 plus only experiences and a lot more development. Their ambitions are kind of big. They want to be games. Their CEO detailed 10 things he wants to happen to Roblox over the next 5 years. Number 1, a Fortune 500 company will use a Roblox experience as a part of their recruiting process. A school will integrate a full K-12 curriculum with Roblox for 17 plus verified people. 17 plus experiences. Thousands of adults will meet for the first time in Roblox dating experiences and will subsequently form real-life relationships. Roblox employees will spend more time using Roblox for remote meetings than with video. I mean, hey, that's probably guaranteed to be more successful than whatever the hell the Zuck's attempt was. They'll have a universal civility metric that will show for most players an increase over time, which, hey, you can see how that could be good. I also do think about a particular episode of Black Mirror. Some Roblox creators will make money from selling physical merchandise on Roblox rather than virtual merch. It will be a frequent communication channel for the family. A top fashion designer will be discovered on Roblox without having any experience in physical fashion. A musician will perform live to 1 million people using a phone for motion capture. And a Roblox developer will be valued at $1 billion. Again, that's not Roblox. They're valued way more than that. That's a developer. That's like, say, us deciding, you know what, screw it. We're not going to make role-playing games like this one anymore. We're going to make Roblox games, and somehow in the next 10 years or 5 years, 5, being worth $1 billion. Do you think any of that will happen? Yay or nay? How many of the 10 do you think? I would love to hear. But anyway, that's it for today's episode. You got to check out yesterday's on the crazy Unity situation. Oh my god, it is insane. I will be back tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe for that. I'll see you over there.